What is going on out there, peeps? All right, let's get back into what's going on in the world of precious metals as well as cryptocurrencies. Once again, one of my fears is being realized when it comes to cryptocurrency. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Just a second. If you're thinking about buying precious metals, give a consideration to our friends over at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description. If you are a first-time buyer in Puerto Rico or United States and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and get a free half ounce of silver. This will be your opportunity to trade in worthless fiat money for actual real money. People keep asking me for an address. You could pause. There it is right there. Hanging with Pimpy. Yes, you guys know I have my own website. Over here, I do post videos that I cannot post on YouTube. I cannot stress enough to you that you might want to come and check it out. It's $3 to join. Okay, $3 to join. There are different levels. You could choose to pay more because all proceeds go to Finding Life's Purpose Foundation. So, the reason why I want to encourage you guys to come over, at least check this out. This whole category right here, which I can't talk about on YouTube, these videos in here will blow your freaking mind. Not only that, this right here, you Nasera Jacera people all the time talking about whether Trump's in charge or whether, come find out. You should see these videos because it covers this very thing, and what you're going to find out is going to blow your mind. Plus my regular current news and so forth. Stuff that I cover that is not usually out there in mainstream. Some of it is, some of it isn't. All right, let's get into it. What's going on here? So you can see the markets. Quietly, they have been on the downswing for some time now. See? So it started to go up and then going down. That looks terrible. So don't fall for this. It's artificially being pumped. Their algorithms are helping them out. What I mean by that is if you think about how crashes happen, so the stock rises, especially if people start buying back their stocks. People start going, ooh, it's time to invest in these risky assets. As the value goes up a little bit, you have people that are holding the stocks, selling, the elites I'm talking about. Looks like a supply and demand issue. Looks like the stocks are going up when actually you're just being poised to be set up for a crash. So just be careful. Gold is down a little bit, so silver, and that's to be expected. I told you what they're trying to do is cover these shorts before June 28th comes. They're going to drive down the price as much as possible because when they go to pick up all the silver they're going to need to cover the amounts that they have contracts for, they want to spend as little as possible. So that's why we keep buying, making sure there's nothing available for them to grab on the open market anyways. Then when it's time for them to try to buy some back, there's nothing available. They're going to remove the weapons that they use to manipulate the market. Once that happens, gold and silver will take off. So over here, what's going on with cryptos, man? They can't just jump up to save their lives. Seriously, nothing really is going. And although Polkadot manages to stay right over here at the 52-week high. Good job, Polkadot. That's the one I just spent a little money on. Not, again, I'm slowly but surely coming around to taking a little bit of risk despite my better concerns. But for the most part, the market's getting hit. And why do you suppose that is? Remember I told you what my concerns were involving China? Cryptos crash as China steps up crackdown on a Bitcoin mining industry. Again, China's involved and a sell-off is happening. I told you this was going to happen. They're going to find an excuse. They're going to sell their Bitcoin. They're going to grab the money and then turn around and push out the digital yuan. A sell-off in the crypto market has continued into the weekend. With the world's two biggest tokens, Bitcoin and Ethereum, both declining further as China's crackdown gathers pace. China extended the clampdown on the Bitcoin mining industry to its biggest Bitcoin producing province, including the southwest province of Sichuan, however way you want to say it. Officials in that area ordered cryptocurrency mining projects to close in their major mining centers, putting more pressure on one of the world's most valuable markets for trading and mining digital currencies. They're just going to keep using energy as an excuse, but in this case, like I said, China don't want anything competing with its own currency. You're going to see governments do this. I told you, there's no way in hell. No way in hell, unless they can find a way to get in there, control it themselves, there's no way in hell they're going to allow cryptocurrencies to compete with the country's very own currency. It's just not going to happen. This is why gold has been suppressed for years, decades, because they don't want it competing with the US dollar. It comes after the Chinese vice premier promised last month that the country would severely crack down on illegal security activities and severely punish illegal financial activities. Bitcoin fell below the 3,500 mark on the new crash in 7.9 to 33,596. Ethereum fell 9.2 to trade at around 2,000. So here you go. Remember I told you my concern is like China owns and controls like, what is it, 85% or 68% of the Bitcoin, and 1% of the people that own Bitcoin own 95% of it altogether. They were just going to cash in and screw everybody. This is exactly what I'm talking about. There it goes. I love how crypto people go, oh, look at, ha ha ha. What? What? We went down a couple bucks, but you definitely didn't lose more than 50%, 50 to 50% of your savings. That's not going to happen with gold and silver. Now, don't get me wrong. They're going to drive that sucker down, but we'll rebound. We will definitely rebound in a big way. I'm going to monitor what goes on with cryptocurrencies. I do hope they survive. I'm serious. Not all of them. Another reason why you should be investing into gold and especially silver. There's approximately 5 times less silver reserved in the world than gold. There's about 5 billion ounces of gold in known existence today, whereas only about 1 billion ounces of silver remain. This is due to the heavy industry consumption and low recovery recycle rates of silver. Gold is highly recycled and used significantly less in industrial applications. The New World Order banksters orchestrating a catechism shortage of silver for their electronic industry. So talk about electronic systems skyrocketing in price. Welcome to what happens when we are not ever vigilant. But on the other side of the note, we can buy silver now for around 32 bucks. I wouldn't say it's 32. It's probably closer to between 38 and 42. Somewhere bounces around in there. Still $40 despite. One can go to Kitco and watch criminal history in the making. We've seen it several times. Chris Marcus called him out when he spotted a huge spoof happen on the market and filed complaints. So we'll see what happens to that one. So you can watch criminality in the making. The manipulation of silver being driven down from where they should be. The banksters have now resorted and all out writing more promissory paper silver to sell to the comics to keep driving the price down on scarce silver. That's for sure. They're trying to scare people into selling. Okay, so listen, I told you to do this. The powers that be will drive down the value of silver, scare amateurs, scare speculators who think they're losing. They'll sell their silver out of panic. They'll sell their gold out of panic. Don't do that. That's the worst time. This is what they do. Then when you sell it, they buy it cheap and the price goes back up. And then by the time you think about buying it again, it costs more money. So they scare people into selling their real physical silver so they could buy it up to use to cover the promissory paper sales that have previously occurred. So see, this is what they do. It's a huge criminal system. When the bankers sell paper or silver to the comics, the charts see more inventory coming in. The chart does not recognize paper silver from physical silver, although it should. And thus the demand to reduce and the price per ounce is reduced. This is what we are watching on silver charts every day. So what is shorting? They told the comics with promissory paper, aka derivatives, and this is what they want to do. Keep in mind, these bankers, look, Bitcoin ain't going anywhere, nor is Ethereum. They're creating derivatives for cryptocurrencies. So they can do the same criminal things to digital assets that they've done to physical silver. This is why they're like, hey, we want to create a derivative market. So the promissory paper, aka derivatives, that they are selling silver at the established high price of, let's say, $46 an ounce, which was released April 15th, 2011. They didn't own the silver, but they promised to replace the silver to the comics in, let's say, a year's time. This is pure fraud. So since the banks dumped so much paper silver on that day's high price of $46 an ounce, the charts saw silver come back into the vaults at the comics, and the price started to go down. When the price hits their target of lows, let's say $10 an ounce, they will buy the amount of physical silver to represent the amount of paper silver they had sold on April 15, 2011. So if this is accomplished, the bank sold paper at $46 an ounce and bought physical silver at $10 an ounce. This represents their sell amount. The banksters end up withdrawing a profit from the precious metals industry, the comics, of $36 an ounce. This is how they short the market. This is what they do. That's why when we see dips happen in the market, we say don't panic, buy. But again, don't mix up what I'm talking about when these markets are manipulated versus cryptocurrencies. It's not the same thing. You see, we're actually dealing with a physical asset that you could touch being manipulated by a fake asset made of paper. This is why you got to sell your fiat currency and get real money. Buy gold and silver. We know this. Supreme Court of the U.S. ruled J.P. Morgan chased to stand their trial for violating their antitrust law for rigging the comic silver market. They don't care. You see, all they do is pay fines, and the fines don't amount to crap. So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. So J.P. Morgan got almost $1 billion fine. They don't care. They make that in like a day or two. That's not really penalizing. Let's say I run into you one day and, I don't know, I borrow $100 from you. You keep bugging me for the $100 back. I keep making excuses. You take me to court. I tell the judge I want to settle. The judge says, fine. I say, well, I want to settle for $1. The judge says, okay, good. There you go. Settled. You're like, what the hell? See, that's what happens to JP Morgan. They make trillions and trillions of dollars off of manipulating the market. So paying $1 billion isn't crap. If you really want to penalize them for the amount of money they made in profits by manipulating the market, and then take away their license and their power that they have controlling over a bullion banks. That's real punishment. But since these bankers and politicians and media are all bed buddies in the same cartel, that's not going to happen. Most people go, yay, they got JP Morgan for $1 billion. Do you see that? That's great. No. That's why you got to understand more about what's involved. So here are the pieces of the manipulation puzzle. Clinton administration, Special Assistant Roger Rubin, gold and silver leasing. That's what they put in the law. Alan Greenspan, computer market rigging. Citibank, Special Investment Unit hired by J.P. Morgan silver traders. Bill Daley took over the chief of staff from J.P. Morgan. SWAT team leader Daley. U.S. What is that? Natural Resources, newly invented Deputy Secretary of State of Management and Resources, aka in charge of the U.S. hidden gold mines. U.S. hidden gold mines. Hidden. You know, the ones that taxpayers pay for? It's like what's going on with the Ronavac, the jab. You see people like Fauci and them, they get taxpayer money to go do these research. And then they find something out, and then they patent it. They personally patent it, and then they personally benefit from it. That money belongs to the taxpayers, not these people. That patent should belong to us, since the taxpayers paid for them to do the research. But that all changed, I believe, when Bill Clinton changed that. Or was it Ronald Reagan? One of the two did it. Anyways, they changed the law, allowing these idiots, I'm pretty sure it was Reagan, idiots to make money off the discoveries that us taxpayers paid for. See, this is what they do. They're a huge criminal empire. And then them guys reward the politicians with a nice little payment bump. In reality, though, this criminal conspiracy, they are subsidizing low prices for us to buy our silver bars and coins to take advantage, people. So what this person's saying is this: look, pay attention to the market. When they manipulate it, just don't let them go out and buy. We do the same thing. Do the same thing as they are doing. Okay? So we watch the market. When we see them, they're trying to cover the contracts. We see them dumping silver on the market. It drives the value of the silver down. Don't panic and sell. No, buy. buy. Think cost to average. So take advantage, people, and buy whatever silver coins and bars you can and hold them until they are called to the carpet to replace the void at the comics, which is coming up here very, very quickly. So silver is commonly found mixed in with nature. Yeah, mixed in nature with copper, lead, zinc, and gold. Raw silver is found in nature as an alloy combination of gold, lead, zinc, and other copper or traces of other elements, and is usually produced as a byproduct of gold, lead, zinc, or copper refinery. It is the greatest conductor of heat and electricity of all the metals. Silver metals dissolve easily in, nitric acid? Yep. Creating silver nitrate, a solid crystal which can be then dissolved in water. Copper metal is dipped into solutions of silver nitrate to reserve the process and form silver solid. Nice. The highly reflective properties of silver are surpassed slightly by aluminum. Silver was more valuable than gold in ancient Egypt. Silver reserves and mine production is found in Australia, U.S., all over the place there, but a lot of them have kind of went belly up. So the point of this is silver has way more uses than gold does. The fact that it's such a ridiculous price right now is only because of the manipulation so that big tech companies can make their iPhones and their fancy electric cars, and you could get your computers. But the problem is there's not enough silver out there. They need to allow the price to go up, way up, so that it's affordable for people to open up mines and start mining silver. So people can go out there and start going through the landfills and recycling the silver. It's not feasible at this moment. Sales by U.S. Mint of silver outpace gold 50-1. Silver will bring down the banking cartel to their knees. Yeah, it's already happening. The largest producer of silver. 2 banks must go away to save our liberty. The LBMA and the comics. They're going to tell you Citibank and JP Morgan. 2 banks control the price of silver. 2 banks control the fate of our monetary system. 2 banks are behind a certain pulling the silver manipulation levers. 2 banks have control over the nation that was founded by we the people. Citibank and JP Morgan. So you guys look, they are in a serious bind. They're in a serious pickle. I'm sure they didn't plan on this, but here's the thing. People are a lot more educated, a lot more knowledgeable than they used to be. So you can't scare people who are speculators. You can't scare amateurs like you used to do before. They don't go running and panicking and selling. As a matter of fact, Andy Shipman said he can't find anybody to sell no matter how many times they manipulate the market. And rightfully so. So do the smart thing. If you have a retirement and you haven't done this yet, you should think about moving 25 to 30% of that into precious metals. Reach out to Money Metal Exchange. They'll help you do it. 800-800-1865. Tell them Pimpy sent you. They'll hook you up. But not only that, you got to protect yourself from a crash. Definitely against hyperinflation. It's the right move to make. All right. Hit the thumbs up button, you guys. I appreciate your time. That's it for now. I'm out.